Back in Las Vegas for Game 3 of 4 on this final day of the regular season. Here on Triller and Fight, it's the Ball Hogs and Power from Orleans Arena. Let's meet the rosters. Power, the champions 3 years ago with Royce White back, along with Dushan Bullet, Derek Byers among the crew for Nancy Lieberman. No Coutinho Mobley today for the Ball Hogs. Captain Brian Scalabrine is back. And, of course, the Brazilian blur, Leandro Barbosa, having an amazing rookie year. It will end today in the Big 3. Great to have you with us. Ed Cohen, the Little General, Avery Johnson, John Sally as well. Avery, 2 games to go in the regular season. Power and the Ball Hogs. And then a big one to close the day. Three-Headed Monsters and the Ghost Ballers, each still with a chance to get to the Bahamas and the playoffs next week.
Yeah, I'm still going crazy over this last game with the Killer Threes and Trilogy. What a game we had. Man, there's so much energy. Teams want to go to the Bahamas. And
that's coming up. Semifinals next Saturday. Championship September 4th. Darnell Jackson hits it for Power. So for Power, it's Bullet, Jackson, and White to begin the game for Nancy Lieberman's team. Review of the key rules presented by Verizon. This is what makes the Big 3 what it is. First team to 50 wins. There's no game clock. Free throws, 1 shot for 2, 3 or 4, and of course the 4-point shots. What makes the Big 3 special, the 3 4-point circles each are 30 feet away from the rim.
And before I forget, Ed, I want to wish Jody Meeks from the Ball Hogs a happy 34th birthday today. His dad made sure to put me in the headlock before the game that I would get that on. So just happy birthday to Jody Meeks. I love celebrating birthdays, and we're celebrating another great day here in the Big 3 with a lot on the line with teams trying to get to the Bahamas.
You were clearly losing air when you spoke to his father, because you got that in less than 2 minutes into the telecast. All right, Lady Magic, Nancy Lieberman, in her 3rd season leading Power, 15-8 overall record. Coming into this one, 3-4. Will McDonald turned the corner, but a shot clock violation here on the Ball Hogs. Rick Barry, his 4th year, leading the Ball Hogs, and the big number, Avery, their first 3 seasons won a combined 4 games. If they win here today, that'd be win number 4 here in 2021.
Yeah, and the season got off to a good start with a win, had a couple of ups and downs, but this is a much better team with the Ball Hogs. Rick has been, talked to him before the game. He's been very pleased with his team overall. And here we got Royce White going against Barbosa. This is a mismatch. You got to get down there and give Barbosa some more help, because Royce White definitely overpowered him on that move.
They've been missing Royce White, there's no doubt about it. And really, one of the big storylines of this Big 3 season, a team in Power, a past champion, Avery, between Royce White being out, Joe Alexander done for the year, as Barbosa turns the corner and scoops it in. The injuries, Mobley fighting the leg injury throughout. It's been such an uneven season from a roster standpoint for Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah, but fortunately they were able to get Dushan Bullet, and he's been playing terrific. He's led him in scoring the last 3 weeks or so, and he's just been a welcome addition to the Big 3.
And there is the most fashionable player in the Big 3, Coutinho Mobley.
Yeah, it looked like he and Nancy, they basically picked out their outfits together, because they're looking good. Those colors are playing off of each other. They got a lot of chemistry with their outfits.
You're saying that in their final game of the regular season, Power can't lock up a spot in the Bahamas. They're going all out in Vegas.
Yeah, these teams are going to go all out. Barbosa's just been a Brazilian blur. His name, look at him going to the basket.
Wow! To the rim, slicing up the Power D.
Yeah, assistant coach with the Warriors, but he's just showing that he still can play the game of basketball.
Power leading 7-4. Bullet, the Serbian, turns the corner on Meeks and scores. Dushan Bullet, it's only his 5th game. What a season he's had after winning the bronze medal in 3x3.
Yes, and what a difference a couple of weeks make. His first game, he was really hesitant. And give Coutinho Mobley credit. He said he spent a lot of time with him in L.A. working on his game, working on his body. And he was just exhausted that first week.
Good passing. Bullet over Meeks. Back leg, knocked down, count it.
That's like a Steve Nash one-legged fadeaway, which he was famous for. Now the coach of the Brooklyn Nets and my former teammate with the Mavericks.
Barbosa serves it up. All right, so White, Jackson, and Bullet for Power. Royce White off the mark. Barbosa with the rebound. He's out there with Will McDonald and Jody Meeks for the Ball Hogs. Meeks, ball fake, flips it up and scores against Jackson.
Yeah, it's very important. Their spacing, the Ball Hogs, wasn't very good, but fortunately Meeks got a chance to get a pretty lucky layup to go in there. But you still got to have good spacing and cutting and moving.
Bullet. That was for 4. This is for 2. Barbosa with the rebound.
And even though he missed those shots, Ed, he's just playing with so much more confidence now.
Barbosa does not get the bounce. Matchup to watch. Bullet and certainly Barbosa. Bullet pirouetting. Jackson short on the 3.
And that's a shot that they'll live with from Jackson. He's more of a post-up player with his back to the basket. Good recognition on the pass from Barbosa.
Speaking of posting up, Will McDonald as good as anybody down at the block here in the Big 3.
Yeah, Will's improved his outside shot, but his go-to is playing with his back to the basket, especially when he has a smaller defender on him.
11-8 Power as Bullet strokes it. And a timeout on the floor as Power takes a 5-point lead. Final day of the regular season, Avery, in Las Vegas in the Big 3.
Yeah, and Powers is off to a really hot start. And here's Bullet with the one-legged fadeaway. Just love his composure, leadership, and he's got to do it without Cuttino Mobley in uniform.
Follow Big 3 basketball all across social media on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Triller, and YouTube. Cuttino Mobley, Avery, he is out for this game, but always at Nancy Lieberman's side. Yes, he's got the fashion sense, best dressed in the league 4 years ago, and one of the veterans here in the Big 3.
Yeah, and I know a little bit about fashion, Ed. So I think this is about a $10,000 outfit that Cuttino has on.
Let's get the perspective of the third man in our crew, John Spider Sally. John, what do you think?
I know the suit is made in New York by Masuka. The fact that he picks those colors, and he got a great skin tone, it can go with anything. I think it looks great, and the stitching is all handmade. This guy, he is a walking GQ model.
Not going to beat that, Avery.
Can't beat that. And what I love about Cuttino, he has a really good sense of business and fashion, community.
He's from Philadelphia, and he has spoken about, even growing up, had that fashion sense, wanted to look nice, look the part, making trips up to New York from Philly. Modern day, well, Clyde Frazier, right?
Yeah.
There's only one Clyde, but there's only one Cuttino in the Big 3. As Jody Meeks drills the 3 to keep the Ball Hogs in striking distance.
Yeah, Mr. Birthday is playing well. He's off to a good start. He's always been just an excellent three-point shooter. And then when he's, learned how to put the ball on the floor a little bit more, create his own shot, especially in some the shot clock situations, it took his game to the next level. But he's a knockdown shooter. Always loved watching him play. And
Al Thornton with the miss. Derek Byers against Meeks. Cut off nicely. Bullet, Barbosa giving him room, and Dushon Bullet drains the 3.
And now we have to get on Barbosa because he's an assistant coach with the Warriors. And I know he's involved in scouting reports. In the scouting report on Bullet, he can make that shot. So you better close out and make him put the ball on the floor.
Get to your guy as Meeks misses the three. Byers. Meeks with the board. So Meeks, Barbosa, and Al Thornton. Jody Meeks in and out. Byers walking the tightrope, could not save it back in bounds.
Yeah, Meeks, he can make those wide open threes with his eyes closed. But here's Barbosa. See how much space he was daring Bullet to shoot, which I don't understand. But believe me, Barbosa, he's going to close out a lot harder the next time.
One dribble, Barbosa. The launch, missed the three. Bullet right now at 9 points. His first 4 games, he's averaged almost 19 per game. Thornton picks him up on the switch. Fade away from 4-point range. Dushan, Bullet, and Power with a 22-11 lead.
All I can say is, Ball Hogs, you have a problem. Bullet, if he continues, he's on a, potentially a game where he scored 30 points today.
White the crossover, up and under, got it against Al Thornton. Royce White, welcome back.
Very crafty move, going under the defender's arms to score that ball with his left hand, by the way, his offhand. That just shows you how skilled our players are in the Big 3.
Meeks, chance at a three-point play, going right at Royce White. Jody Meeks. Avery with 7 early points for the Ball Hogs.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. He's not just a three-point shooter anymore. Here he comes off of what we call, Ed, believe it or not, a New York point screen. That's what we used to call it in my system when I was coaching. Kind of a walk-away screen to go get the shooter to come off for a shot, or a curl to the basket, which Meeks curled and finished at the rim.
What's the specific origin of that? Is it a certain guy who's from New York? Does it go back to the Knicks?
Yeah, it goes back to the Knicks with Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston. They basically made that cut famous.
Well, I know it led to a big shot against Miami for the Knicks. 99. You guys did okay at the end of that season.
Yeah, we did.
Just a disclaimer. Head coach Avery Johnson, John Sally with you. Royce White carries it. Barbosa with the swipe. Thornton bodies up.
Excellent defense by Barbosa. Holding his ground, going straight up. Very good defense.
First to 25, gets us to the break. White,
nice.
Look, Byers with the finish. Over the shoulder assist from Royce White.
Wow, that was like a no-look Magic Johnson, Magic the Worthy pass. Excellent.
Showtime meet Lady Magic. Royce White delivers for Power. Their final game of the season, look at that. 26-13 Power at the break in Las Vegas. Play Big 3 Fantasy only on the Super Draft app, and you can win a trip to the Big 3 Finals in the Bahamas. Use code BIG3 for an instant $30 deposit match. Final weekend of the regular season, and Power, what a start, leading the Ball Hogs at the break. 26-13 in the third of 4 games today from Orleans Arena. First 2 games, exciting. The big story, Tri-State, 4 in double figures with the 51-36 win against the Triplets, the worst loss for Joe Johnson and the Triplets in Big 3 history. And then the Killer Threes coming back, a huge win to stay alive for the playoffs in the Bahamas, 51-48 over Jarrett Jack and Trilogy. So here is where it stands. Avery of the Tri-State Triplet duo, 6-2, 3-headed monsters. They're up next against the Ghost Ballers. Still with a chance. Trilogy Trilogy's in. Killer Threes need some help, and the Ghost Ballers still with an outside chance to make the Bahamas.
Yeah, they have an outside chance, but I love the way Tri-State played today. 4 guys in double figures. Dr. J just had them ready to go. And then, you know, in our next game, you look at the Killer Threes. Charles Oakley, he should have just put on the uniform today. He was all over his team trying to help them get into the playoffs.
Speaking of coaches in this league, Nancy Lieberman and Power up by 13. Lady Magic is mic'd up.
Take a look at Royce, because we don't know what his energy levels are like. Yeah. So you guys are going to have to go back in and okay. Make sure with Barboza, if he's here, take a step back and have a hand up. He's coming to you anyway. Okay? On this next play.
Nancy Lieberman has won a championship in the Big 3, and clearly, Avery, the story there is, hey, Leandro Barbosa is one of the best players in this league. How do you defend him? Yeah, and that was great coaching by Nancy Lieberman, you know, former Big 3 Coach of the Year. Just trying to tell her team, especially in those dribble handoff situations when the ball handler is dribbling towards Barbosa, when you want to go over the screen, when you want to go under. But I like the way Power's playing. They're really sharing the ball, but they got to do a better job, especially on Meeks. Oh, good starts for Dushan Bullet, Royce White, and Power. Dushan Bullet, they waited a long time to get him to America in the Big 3, and he has delivered this season. Yeah, they patiently waited on him. Patience is a virtue, and now you can see why they waited on him. He can play inside, outside. He can knock down the shot. He said, don't insult me on this three-point shot right here. He can make that shot with his eyes closed, but just good spin on the ball, wrist action, confidence, and they're going to need it, because when you don't have Cuttino Mobley in uniform, somebody else has to step up and do even more. Speaking of Cuttino Mobley, he is with John Sally. John?
Okay, general manager, coach / player coach, fashion model extraordinaire. How you feeling today, Coach?
I feel good. We're up 13. The funny thing is, we're up every game we play. It's just about our second half and how we put it together.
Okay, so why aren't you playing today?
Well, I strained my leg against the Ball Hogs. I think it was game 3, week 3. And ever since then, I kept trying to come back and re-injure myself. So when I don't have all my guys, Joe Alexander and Royce White, different guys out there, I was taking too much, you know, a toll on my body. So this last game, you know, I had to sit myself out.
Okay, so is that the reason the color, like you wanted the color, that beautiful, what is that color?
It's kind of like a raspberry, like sherbet. You ever had sherbet?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Barbosa's looking at us. He knows what the sherbet is. It's like that sherbet, like, you know, sherbet, salmon. I like to use colors.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, $10,000 suit?
No.
$5,000 suit?
No. I'm not going to say none of that. No way.
$10,000 pants.
Spider, he puts them on one leg at a time. Oh, man. Avery, let's take a look. Cuttino Mobley alluded to the second half struggles this year for Power. If they turn things around after halftime this season, maybe they're in a spot to be in the Bahamas next week. Yeah, if it's not the suit, it's the $10,000 alligator shoes, Cuttino. Tell the truth on Triller and Fight TV, please. Second half is underway. Ed Cohen, Avery Johnson, John Sally with you. White avoids the double and is going to the line. 1 for 2 points, fouled by Will McDonald. It's underneath the basket. You know what I love about Royce White game this afternoon? He's playing with a lot of energy, and he's a tough guy, but he's just playing balanced today. You know, he's not making silly turnovers, good passes, leadership. I love what I'm seeing out of Royce White today. He has great raw ability as Jackson gets in the way of Meeks and applies the foul. But Royce White, you said it, that passing ability really sets him apart from a lot of other players in the Big 3. Yeah, and that's also for players who, you know, if you want to play overseas, you want to get back in the league, guys his size got to be able to have that versatility to pass, dribble, and shoot, and defend. White beginning the second with Bullet and Jackson for Power. Meeks, Barbosa, McDonald's for the Ball Hogs. Darnell Jackson muscling in and banks it home.
Nice body control by Darnell Jackson. Going up against McDonald. Rotations were a little bit late, but good body control.
Meeks sucks everyone in. Barbosa, long range, nails the three over Royce White. Leandro Barbosa has been quiet now with 7 points for the Ball Hogs.
And what a season he's having in the Big 3. First in assists, tied for first in 3 points, 3-pointers made, second in points. Man, he's just having an amazing year.
He has scored at least 20 points in every game this season.
And boy, when you let him get his feet set and wind up and take that shot.
He's closing in, needs a big second half, but he's closing in perhaps on passing ISO Joe for most points this year in the Big 3.
Yeah, I think we're going to go to review here.
Going to challenge the out-of-bounds call.
Okay.
Nancy Lieberman challenging this. It was awarded to the Ball Hogs. Let's see. Avery, pretty rare to have rookies, Barbosa and Bullet, their caliber in the Big 3. Let's look to see, did this hit off of Bullet?
Bullet, yeah. Yep. Looked like it hit his hands before it bounced. Also, a big shout out to all of the fans. You know, this is our last week here in the Big 3 before we go to the Bahamas. You know, when I have a chance to show my 12-pack, you know, in the pool.
12?
A 12-pack, yeah.
You can't even go 6?
No, 12. That's how good it is. But thanks to all the fans who've come out and supported us here in Dallas, Milwaukee, Chicago.
Avery, this is being overturned. It's going to be power ball. I guess the reason is that Meeks kicked it and it was out before Bullet touched it.
That's why we love replay, is when we get it right, and we don't need an hour to look at a play.
No. Shot clock coming down, and a violation on Power. So the Ball Hogs get it back, trailing 28-16.
Really impressive, Barbosa's post defense. He's given up a lot of size, but very competitive.
Big screen, but Barbosa is off the mark. Meeks has his hands full with Bullet. Stripped, Barbosa the steal, glides in for 2.
And sometimes when you're on a roll like Bullet, you get a little comfortable and cute with the ball. Can't do that on Barbosa. Nice steal and have the recognition that he can finish.
Hooked away by Barbosa. Avery came in with the 3rd most made shots this year in the Big 3.
Yeah, so here it is. Bullet's trying to go between his legs. Nice stab at the ball by Barbosa.
Jackson gliding in on the pocket pass from Bullet, and the stuff for Darnell Jackson.
I love, love, love that pass. That pocket pass right in between 2 defenders. On time, on target.
They've run Meeks off that screen numerous times. White doubles, and he's going to the line for a 2-point shot. Took it right at Barbosa and McDonald.
Yeah, so here's the pass. You see the 2 defenders semi-commit the Bullet because he's on fire. But look, right here, that's that pocket. Barbosa in that situation, since he's on the weak side, he's probably got to get over there a little bit early and force them to find Jackson on the wing.
Royce White played in 3 NBA games with Sacramento. Obviously, highly touted out of Iowa State. Nails the 2-point shot. He's been open about his struggles with his mental health. What the Big 3 has done for him, though, in recent years. Barbosa fires over him. Meeks kept it alive. Barbosa, quick release, banker's good for Leandro Barbosa.
And that's the 2nd time in a row that Meeks has found Barbosa. A couple of plays ago, it was for a 3-point shot. Now Barbosa cutting to the basket. So give Meeks credit for not only scoring, but assisting.
Offensive foul on the post-up from Royce White. Nancy Lieberman going to turn to Derek Byers, and White will get a breather with Power leading by 12. A delay of game warning issued to White.
I guess the great thing about guys in the Big Three, you can, wherever you're playing, you do not want to come out the game.
Right. Here's Barbosa. McDonald trying to free up space. Gets doubled. McDonald gets free of Bullet and scores. Will McDonald now with 4 for the Ball Hogs.
And that's the thing, man, with 3-on-3, when you're playing 2-on-1 on the backside, if there's a double team, you have to be able to be efficient and finish those plays.
Help comes against Bullet. Now Meeks recovers. Bullet short, good defense. Bullet still scoreless since the break. Had 12 in the first half.
The Ball Hogs have really picked up their intensity on Bullet when he's handling the basketball. So we'll see if he can finish. He's off to a good start.
Top scorers this year in the Big Three. So Barbosa is 15 points from Joe Johnson. Oh, nice move by Byers on the reverse.
And the type of season that Barbosa's had in his first year, if the Ball Hogs, if they were a playoff team, I think Barbosa would be more in the MVP conversation with guys like Joe Johnson.
McDonald, the launch and the 3. Will McDonald knocks it down.
And that's the difference in his game. Being able to make a three-point shot, be a threat. That's going to force the defense to close out to him, create more space.
Meeks has really had his hands full with Dushan Bullet and called for reaching in. Avery, that's now 3 team fouls on the Ball Hogs. Power with only 2. Byers got his man up. Bullet wide open for 3. Nails it. He was waiting for that window. And Power up to 37 points.
And he not only nailed that shot, the ball did not even touch the rim. That's all you heard were the nets.
Sweet.
Make a mistake on the pick and roll coverage. My buddy Mark Jackson says, hand down, man down. Love the competition.
Here in Las Vegas at Orleans Arena, home to the Big Three this year, west of the Las Vegas Strip. Power leading the Ball Hogs 37-25. Meanwhile, 1 game left in the regular season after this one. That's coming up between the Ghost Ballers and Three-Headed Monsters. For more, let's bring in John Sally, who is at the Microsoft Surface Hub. John?
Hey, thank you very much. I'm here. These games are early. They were great. It's funny that these 2 teams that were up there, Triplets lost. Lisa Leslie was highly upset. Steven Jackson walked off cool, but I know he's in the locker room going crazy. But this is what we have. Tri-State is in. They clinched the top seed. Triplets are in first place. Trilogy clinched their berth even though they lost today. And we'll see, according to the point difference, what's going to happen with Killer Threes and these 2 teams right here. Now, I tell you, these guys are playing extra, extra, extra intense. It doesn't, you don't see anybody losing their head except one player, Dante. But we'll see who gets to hang out with me and Avery in the Bahamas.
That is a reward in itself. Maybe it's going to be Oak. We'll find out.
Well, Oak is in a good mood. He think he has a shot. And here's the visionary. Yeah, Ice Cube.
Ice Cube and the Big Three after 5 weeks in Vegas, along with stops in Dallas, Milwaukee, and Chicago. The Bahamas is next.
Now, you know who else is going to be disappointed?
Who's that?
They're not going to the Bahamas. The Ice Cube bus. The Ice Cube fancy bus, right? And it's amazing when you know where Ice Cube is staying, what hotel, because fans just by the hundreds surround that bus whenever he's in town with the bus. Oh, man.
By air, by road, by sea. He'll get there in style. There's no doubt about it. By the way, John was referring to Dante Green, the killer threes. He was ejected late in their game against Trilogy. At the time, it was a three-point game. And without him, as Byers is called for the offensive foul, without Dante Green, the killer threes dug deep, found a way to pull that game out. And they need help from the Ghost Ballers in the next game here on Triller and Fight. But if they get that help, they're going to join Cube and company in the Big 3 in the Bahamas.
And it was the wrong time to get ejected. You know, he 14 points, you know, offensively. You know, you gotta keep your cool.
Jody Meeks trying to bank it in. Give and go. Running it through Darnell Jackson. Bullet the cut, the strip by Meeks. Bullet got it back, up and under is good.
Wow, powerful move from Bullet in that situation. Played through the contact. And you know what? He wasn't going up looking at the referees and expecting a call.
Avery has scored 19. Barbosa can't answer. Biggest lead for Power. Back tap, Byers. Another three. This time it's good for Derek Byers, and Power is rolling here in Vegas.
Give Darnell Jackson credit. He kept that ball alive. That's the easiest way to get threes, that offensive rebound, tip out.
After the block, third chance. Meeks from McDonald's. Corner three won't go. 44-25, Power making a statement in their final game of the season. Look at Bullet waiting. Meeks hounding him.
Nice pass by Jackson. Again, Bullet just couldn't finish it.
And on the floor, foul on Derek Byers for Power.
Nice tip out. Here it is, right here. Jackson tipped it out to Byers. Barbosa was late on the closeout.
Timeout. Into the home stretch of Game 3. There's one more game to go in the regular season. It's coming up between the three-headed monsters and the Ghost Ballers. So saw this earlier with John Sally at the Microsoft Surface Hub. But the playoff scenarios right now in the Big 3, Tri-State, Triplets, Trilogy, all going to the Bahamas. They have clinched. Tri-State Triplets guaranteed a top 3 seed. If the three-headed monsters beat the Underman Ghost Ballers, they are in. If they lose, they'll need help. Killer threes need a lot of help. Ghost Ballers need to win by a lot.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in the three-headed monsters locker room with head coach Gary the Glove Payton right now. You can only imagine what he's telling his team, especially defensively. Sure, you got to score. You know, I know offense sells tickets and defense wins championships. We've heard that over and over again. And I know Gary Payton is talking to his team about what are they willing to live with.
How about that pass off the steal by Bullet? Didn't lead to anything, but if it did, my goodness.
It looked like, you know, when we had dinner last night, we were watching a preseason football game. That looked like a center hiking the ball to a quarterback in a shotgun position.
The long snapper from Serbia.
That's even better.
Bullet's amazing. 19 points now. Dribbled off the foot of Barbosa.
It looks like Barbosa's playing that move. See, now Bullet is in, what, his 5th week? You know, 5th game. So Barbosa's had a chance to study him a little bit.
And White getting a 2-point shot foul on Al Thornton for the Ball Hogs. Bullet made his debut week 4 in Dallas. And again, entering this game, averaging over 18 per game and sitting on 19 points right now.
And I think he had just arrived in Dallas, you know, a couple of hours before the first game.
From Tokyo.
From Tokyo. There is something that's called jet lag, and it's real.
Point game for Power. Look at what this man has done. Arguably the best 3-on-3 player the world has ever seen. Thornton, 4-point shot, air ball. And it's going back to Power. They can win with a 4-point shot.
And you don't have to settle for a 4-point shot when you have the lead in this situation. Just take the best shot.
Royce White sizing up Thornton. Byers the cut. Reverse is good. What a find by White. And Byers with a beautiful cut.
Wow, nice pivot by Royce White. Was a threat to score the ball in a bounce pass around the defender's leg. That was excellent basketball.
Barbosa adds goaltending on the glass. White got there.
Yeah, so here's the pivot. White opens up, fakes the dribble handoff, and now passes it around Thornton's right leg. That was excellent basketball.
Fake the behind the back pass. White fall away. And a wedgie. Just as they're 2 points away.
Yeah. Royce was called in game before he made the basket, it looked like.
Trying to think what that would be on the roulette wheel.
Well, as long as they don't ask me to go and jump up and get that ball.
Oh, come on.
We might be here all night.
Maybe get the squeegee.
Need a
Point game for Power. White trying to win it. The spin, ducks through. Never hit the rim. Meeks cleaning it up, and the foul on Byers. And the Ball Hogs not done just yet.
Nice recognition. You know, White goes up. Ball doesn't hit the rim. Jody Meeks, smart, crafty. And unlike our last game, you know, guys are making their free throws.
Yep. That really hurt Trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Gave the Killer Threes a chance. Came back for the win.
Look for Bullet. Bullet needs to take this shot.
Kept it alive. Byers hounded. 2 on the shot clock. Byers step back.
We've had 3 or 4 possessions for Power, and Bullet hasn't attempted a shot.
Barbosa, runners not there.
Got to get him a screen, move around. He wants the ball.
White to win it. Backing down Thornton. Help comes. White doubled. Denied. Thornton with the block. Scores it. And the Ball Hogs chipping away, now within 14.
If I'm Nancy Lieberman and assistant Catino Mobley, I would consider a timeout. If they don't score in this possession, next time they get the ball back, you got to get a timeout.
Meeks knocked it out. 8 on the shot clock here for Power. Sometimes getting to 50, not easy when you're in quicksand.
And that's why no lead is safe.
White against Thornton. Gets free. Missed it. Byers.
Nice pass. That's who you
Sean
need to take.
Bullet wins it for Power, and that's how you put a stamp on their season.
Yep, it happened in an unconditional way, conventional way, but fortunately Bullet was able to get the ball in his hands and win that game.
He's earned a lot of fans in the Big 3, and for good reason.
Defense broke down, loose ball, give Byers credit. Nice hustle by Byers to find Bullet. Ball game. Nice season for Bullet.
Every 5 games, averages over 19 per game. He closes things out, scoring 21. Hits blackjack, and Power with a 4-4 finish in 2021, falling short of the Bahamas, but Royce White and company victorious in their final game of the season in Las Vegas. Ball Hogs with a good fight, finishing with 3 wins, but Bullet and Power with the victory. Final day of the season on Triller and Fight.